They're at Auburn beginning the season with a 6-2 record, but losing the last 5, including their bowl game, the Birmingham Bowl against Houston. So what about this year? Bryan Harsin sat down with CBS Sports HQ one-on-one.
Joined now by Bryan Harsin, the head coach of the Auburn Tigers. And Bryan, we'll get the tough ones out of the way as quickly as possible. But you've had an interesting offseason. Explain to us just those 8 days. What were they like for you?
Yeah, well, I mentioned it earlier. Part of that experience has led us to where we are today. That's really what I took away from it. And what I saw from our football team and coaching staff was support for me, for our players in our program, and overall just what we're doing. And so it was powerful to see guys step up and provide leadership, from our players and from our coaching staff. And so to me, that's what you're asking for as a head coach. We talk about leadership. All right, when it's needed, provide it. And that's what we got a chance to see. So I think it's made us stronger. I think it's made us better. I think we've also decided that every single thing we do is about present and future. There's nothing really in the past that we can go back and change. There's nothing that we can control any longer from what's happened in the past. What are we doing right now? And what are we doing moving forward? That was the message to our players more than anything. And they've been receptive to that. And I think many of our guys really understand that this is what we have to do in order to get where we want to go. These are going to be the things now we have to do on a day-to-day basis to get to where we want to go. We brought in new players. We kept players that wanted to be a part of our program, coaches that stayed because they want to be a part and believe in what we're doing. And right now, that's the focus. That's the beautiful thing about the offseason is when there's challenges and things that happen, and everybody's got them in different ways, some more than others, as we realize. What's your team going to do? Are they going to fold or are they going to fight? And our team made a very quick decision that we were going to fight. And to me, that's exactly what you want to be a part of. So every guy in that program, every staff member, every coach, they got my back and I've got their back, and I'll do anything for them. And those guys, I'm so proud of our players because of how they responded just to every single thing through spring ball, through the summer workouts, the challenges and all that, heading into fall camp. They have just attacked every challenge that they've faced. And to me, it's more of a player-driven team than I've ever seen. And I love that because as a head coach, when you got a player-driven team, give them a good plan and don't spoil the talent, all right? Yeah. Just let them go. Let them go and do what they need to do. And every coach, tell them the expectations, set the standards, and let them do their job. And that's what the coaches are doing. And our coordinators are phenomenal. And I love the way they provide the vision to their team, all right, to their side of the ball and to our team. I love how they help each other, all right, in that staff room to develop the plan and work together. And, where we are right now is a big part of the leadership of all of our coaches. And to me, that's what's exciting. So I'm looking forward to getting back and being around our guys and having a chance just to get into fall camp, do ball, grow beards, just focus on our team and the cohesiveness of it and keep developing that chemistry.
What message did Tank Bigsby's decision to stick around after what happened in December, maybe looking elsewhere, what message did that send to your team and the Auburn family in general?
Well, Tank loves Auburn, loves it. He loves his teammates. And that's one of the best things about Tank is he is very loyal, he is passionate, and he's going to give you everything he's got. And so, during that time, there's so many things happening. It wasn't about whether he wanted to be at Auburn or with any one of us. It was just what was happening. And so, like anyone else, trying to sort through it and figure it out. But without question, his decision was to be at Auburn. He chose that for a reason. And, guys like that, they're rare. They really are. He's going to be a phenomenal player because he's put in work, in my opinion, that's just different than what I've seen. And he does it every single day. And there's no question in my mind that he's going to be one of the best players in the country. I really believe that because he deserves it, because he's worked so hard every day to achieve those things. But at the same time, he is all about what we're doing, and he is loyal to his teammates, and he is a guy that, he'll have your back. So to me, he and others, it wasn't just Tank, he and others and everybody in our program, like I said before, was very clear, like, this is where we want to be and this is what we're going to do, and they believe in what we're doing, and now we got to go out there and put that on the football field and show all the hard work and dedication and perseverance that our team has been through when we go play.
You obviously did not get to see much from Zach Calzada in the spring, but you saw him obviously at Texas A&M. He got hurt against you guys, if I remember correctly.
Which has affected us now. Who knew?
TJ played a little bit last year, and obviously you saw the heart and determination that he had in that Alabama game. And then Robbie Ashford from Oregon. So I guess for each one of those guys, where do they need to improve this fall in order to win that starting job?
Yeah, well, every guy has got their own things that they got to get better at. But as far as operating our offense, they got to all be able to do that. You got to operate the system. And before the ball is ever snapped, you have to be able to operate what you're doing on the offensive side, the movements, the redirections, whatever it is. That's got to be something every one of those guys do, and they're doing it now. They're preparing themselves so well, and Coach Keesaw has done a great job with those guys to make sure that they do know those things. And then when the ball is snapped, you got to make great decisions. All right, every one of those guys can throw. Every one of those guys can move. Every one of those guys has the ability to play that position at a very high level. What kind of decision maker are we going to put behind center when it's all said and done is going to happen through fall camp? So everything they've been doing since spring through summer, we're going to see that showcased in fall camp, and then we're going to make a decision based off of that. Because we know they can play. Now it comes down to make great decisions, put us in the best possible position offensively so that we can win, and take care of the football and do all the things that you should do at that position. And then, we'll decide who that's going to be. And it might be a couple guys. It might be that guy's going to play the most, but that guy's going to play some. And I've got no problem doing that if they deserve to play. Just like any other position, if you deserve to play, then we're going to try to find a role for you. And that's no different in our quarterback position. And, if that helps us win, then that's exactly what we'll do.
Championships are won and lost along the line of scrimmage. Defensively, you lost quite a bit in terms of defensive linemen. You get Derek back, obviously. How far away are you from developing that championship level depth up front?
Well, I think we lost some guys on the D-line, but we brought some really good ones in. You look at guys like Jeffrey Imba and Jason Jones, they look different. Marcus Harris, that guy's a good football player. Like, we have Colby Wooden, we have guys up front, they can play. I think we've got a very strong defensive line. And I think Coach Brumbaugh's done a really good job with those guys. He's a teacher, he's a developer. That's one thing that's very clear about our defensive line is how they're being taught. And so when you have that, you got a chance. No different up front with our offensive line. Will Friend, with the group we have coming back, both sides are stronger, both sides are bigger, both sides, I think, physically will be ready to play and go out there and be able to do it for 4 quarters and still play at a high level just because of their endurance and stamina and all those things. Right now, we're ready to play. There's not a timeline on, what it's going to take. We brought guys in right now to go in there and play that position and to execute at a high level now. And, we're not trying to build into anything. We're not waiting on anything. We're going to do all that through fall camp. We're going to fine-tune it, and then we're going to go play Mercer. And when we go play Mercer, it's on. The season is on. It's time to have yourself ready every single week to go out there and play. And all the guys that are going to be on that football field, they're going to be guys that can make impacts and are going to be able to help us win championships and win every single game we play.
You now know the grind of an SEC schedule. You have Alabama and Georgia on the road, which I'm sure is something that you know quite well. I know Mercer is game 1, but when you went through that schedule last year, beating Ole Miss, beating Arkansas, losing 5 straight, what did you learn about the conference, especially as you set up for year 2?
Sure. Well, it's nothing new when it comes to the game of football. Every week you have to be prepared. It doesn't matter what conference you're in. You can get beat every week, and you can beat a team every single week. Who does it the best from Sunday to Friday? Who's ready to go for 4 hours on Saturday? That's what's most important. And we've got to do a better job of that. But as far as the schedule goes, somebody asked me today, I don't know how they rank the schedules and why we're the hardest schedule and things like that. What schedule is easy? in the SEC. There's not a coach, there's not a head coach in the SEC that if I said, hey, you got an easy schedule this year, they'd be like, yeah, you're right. We're going to breeze right through this. It doesn't work like that. You play really good players and really good coaches and against really good programs that have a lot of support every single week. That's why you're in the SEC. I mean, it's the best of the best. So to expect that anybody's got an easier schedule, harder schedule, we can play Alabama at home on the road, Georgia at home on the road. You're playing those teams. And for our guys, what do we do on Sunday all the way through Friday that's going to have us ready to go play? On the road or at home? Because we've won on the road, and we've won at home, and we've lost on the road, and we've lost at home. So it really comes back to your team and that mentality. Like, it doesn't matter. We can go play in a parking lot. It doesn't matter. Like, are you ready to play? And did we do our job Sunday through Friday to have you ready? And are you prepared to go out there on Saturday and just cut it loose? All right, you chose to step in that arena. That's why you play football. You want to be in that arena. You want to be a part of those games. That's why guys come to Auburn, to play in games like that every single week. And if you don't want to be in that arena, then we got the wrong guy. And from what I've seen, we got the right guys that want to be in that arena against those teams, on the road, at home, parking lot, doesn't matter. Let's just go put the ball down and play.
Bryan Harsin, head coach of the Auburn Tigers. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Taking a look at Auburn's schedule, it is not forgiving. Our Barrett's Lee saying it's the hardest schedule by far in the SEC and one of the most difficult schedules in the country. They're traveling to both Alabama and Georgia, their non-conference opponent against Penn State. That will not be easy. Also on the road against Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Good luck to the Auburn Tigers. Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.